Today we're taking a look at the most incredible electric guitar that I've ever played and owned. This is the Klein electric harp guitar, and it's got incredible features that I'm going to go through, and the sound that comes out of this electric harp guitar is just like no other. So let's get started. Now I'll just talk about the Luthier just for a little bit here. The Luthier is Klein, and the design of this electric guitar is all by him. He actually designed some guitars for Michael Hedges, and he has some very customized acoustic guitars and electric guitars that are absolutely out of this world. So I would definitely recommend checking out his guitars because they're absolutely incredible. So this electric harp guitar is a harp guitar that I've used to record many tracks, a lot of ambient guitar music, and some soundtracks as well. I just did the new Metro Awakening game with this harp guitar, and that was an amazing opportunity. And this guitar really pulled through to bring all the sounds that I wanted. I wanted some ambient tones, and then I sort of went into a little bit more of a distorted sound as well. And this guitar was able to do it all. Now, a lot of people ask me, what is a harp guitar and what's the point of it? You know, what kind of instrument is this? You know, I get all these questions. So I'm going to go through some of the details with that. And basically, this is a harp guitar. And the reason they call it that is because it has extra bass strings. And the bass strings are not only just like a bass guitar, they're open bass strings. So there's no frets on them. As you can see, there's no frets here. So we have just open strings ringing on top of the guitar. Now, this poses a lot of challenges because you actually have to mute the strings as you go from chord to chord. So you don't want all these bass strings to be ringing out. And you can also sort of create bass lines as well, but you got to be careful how much of the bass strings are ringing out through that. Now, the whole concept, though, is that you can sort of have a long bass note. So you can ring a bass note for a while and then play some guitar parts, or you can have moving bass, and this allows you to, you know, instead of fretting the bass on the guitar, it allows you to have it ringing over so that you don't have to worry about fretting the basses, and then you can just focus on the guitar parts. Now, that is what, you know, overall a short form of explanation of what the harp guitar is. And it has so much potential for new ideas, and that's why I love playing the harp guitars, because it's always opening up new doors and new sounds for me. Now, back to the Klein harp guitar. This guitar is very, very unique because it has designs that I've never seen before. Now, let's start with the headstock. The headstock is actually like no other. I've never seen any headstock like this before. Now, the headstock design is just very, very unique. All the tuners are on one side. It's sort of like a pointed shape, and it's sort of got a ladder, you know, pattern as well. Now, the tuners are very interesting as well. These are hip shot tuners. I'm not sure what went on with Steven's idea with this design, but I love the neck. And the neck is perfect for fingerstyle guitar because it's a little wider, a little thicker. And I find compared to other electric guitars, it plays perfectly for fingerstyle. And, you know, the tuners took me a little while to get used to because it's such a different way of tuning. But the design itself looks really, really cool. Now, onto the bass strings, we have rods holding the bass strings, and then we have the headstock, you know, of the bass strings held by the rods as well. So this design is actually very unique. I find it looks really, really cool, and it's very solid as well. So you feel like, you know, there's nothing weak about this guitar. Now, the other thing that I really like about this guitar is the shape of it. The shape of the body is very interesting. And the reason I love it is because it's so comfortable. Now, when you put it on the leg, you actually are in perfect guitar position because the neck is sort of slanted up, which is ideal for, you know, playing higher frets and putting yourself in a proper position. And most guitars don't have that, you know, that you're all the way down here, which I find not as comfortable. So this one places, you know, the neck in that perfect position. You can place it on your right leg. You can also place it on your left leg as well. And it's actually, you know, a fantastic design for that. Now, like any other electric guitar, you know, it has, you know, pickups, and this is pretty standard. We have EMG pickups, you know, EMG pickups for the guitar part, and then EMG pickup for the bass. Now we have, you know, the tone switch, which allows you to go through four different tones. We have the volume knob over here, and then the middle tone blends the guitar and the bass together. So whether you just want guitar, you can actually turn just the guitar up, and no bass. Or you could just do bass, or you can have both and sort of like blend it the way that you want it to. And then the last knob here is the tone knob. And then we have two little designs here as well that I find really add to the look. So it's a very futuristic looking harp guitar. So the bridge on this guitar is very, very interesting because it has 3 mini bridges. So one for the B and E string, and then one for the D and G, and then one for the E and A. Now this allows you to adjust the action by lowering either just the E string or the B string, or heightening it whichever way you want to go. And then same thing for the G and D, and same thing for the E and A. So this is an awesome feature because it allows you to adjust the action on the fly. You don't have to adjust the truss rod or anything like that. It's ready to go to adjust the action. So that is an amazing feature. Now, I've already recorded a lot of music on this guitar, and you can check out a lot of videos, but I am going to go through a couple different sound samples here with some ambient guitar, which I love to do on this instrument. So the soundtrack that I recorded recently is the soundtrack for the Metro Awakening VR game, and that's coming up in November. And this is going to be a huge game, and it's already a very popular game with the older versions. This new version is going to be incredible. I'm not much of a gamer, but I will be checking it out, and I hope you check it out as well. So thank you for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.